Hello and a warm welcome to this special broadcast where the Federal, its sister concern, Puthiyathalaimurai and Apt Research Group have conducted an all India pre-poll survey just ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. Now, this survey was conducted across 19 states and we've divided that into 4 zones. We've taken up a number of interesting findings, say, for example, who's the most popular prime minister, who's the most popular opposition leader. And likewise, after that, we have now started with our poll survey on different states. Yesterday, we had taken up Maharashtra and Gujarat, where the seat projection in Gujarat is that BJP is winning all 26 seats according to our survey. As far as Maharashtra is concerned, BJP combined, as in the BJP front, seems to be winning 40 Lok Sabha seats, and Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi is likely to win 8 seats. Now, today, the 2 states which we are taking up are Andhra and Telangana. So now we go down south and we shall put out the figures for the vote share prediction as to what the pre-poll survey says. Now, you've seen the Telangana was the Congress was voted for Telangana. Telangana voted for Congress this time. So what does pre-poll now say? We'll come to Telangana a little later, but we'll start with Andhra. And I'll ask my colleague Nisha to put out that vote share prediction graphics. Now, this is what our pre-poll survey on Andhra Pradesh says. This is in terms of the vote share. YSRCP, that is Jagan Reddy's party, 32.81% vote share. TDP, 22.52. BJP, 11.70. Janasena Party, that is 8.97%. Congress, 5.72. CPI, CPM, 1.14. Other parties, 2.11. And can't say, don't know, is about 15.04%. Now, looking at these graphics, of course, the picture is very clear that the prediction very clearly says that YSRCP seems to be having an edge. But we'll disclose the number of seats a little later. But let me first introduce you to our panelists. You can see on our screens, we have Mr. Pulla Rao, who's a political commentator joining us from South. So thank you so much for joining. We have D. Papa Rao also with us, who's an independent journalist and political commentator. Thank you so much for joining. We have Raghuram T, who is the president of the Apt Research Group, which has conducted this pre-poll survey. Thank you so much, Raghuram. And I'll come to you first. That what are the basic outcomes from the Andhra vote share prediction, which we have just shown on the screen?
Going by our poll findings, there is a dip of 17.08 percentage points in the support for the YSR Congress. There is also a dip of 17.67% in the popular support for TDP. The reason for the dip in the popularity of these two parties is mainly due to the electoral battleground in Andhra Pradesh changing from a bipolar contest to a multipolar contest. And that is why you find that their vote shares are relatively lesser than what it was during the last Lok Sabha elections.
Okay, so now let me come to Mr. Pulla Rao first. If you look at the vote share prediction, what do you think is the big story out of this in Andhra? YSRCP emerges as a stronger party, or would you say that it has too many competitors because TDP combined seems to be doing well? What does the picture look like in Andhra, Mr. Pulla Rao?
Yeah, I just heard what Mr. Raghuram said, and I think he's probably correct. When multiple parties start coming up in any state, the vote share of the major parties goes down. You don't have to go far. See what happened in Tamil Nadu. I don't think the DMK at any time has exceeded 30%, roughly, in the last few elections. Same thing with the ADMK. They have to get on a lot of small parties to get up that figure, that critical mass figure where they win seats, 40%. And the last time it was YSRCP nearly got 50% of the vote because there was division on the other side and people wanted change and people felt YSRCP is going to win. Why waste our vote on Jansena or BJP, etc., though they were angry with the TDP. I am also not surprised that the TDP vote share has come down, so much, nearly 15-17% from last time. Many people are surprised because they think that if someone is angry with YSRCP, they will go to TDP and TDP back to YSRCP. It's not a bipolar state anymore. For many, many years, in fact, Andhra was a bipolar state, Congress and TDP for 30, 40 years. And now that has changed. Once that changes, this kind of voting pattern will sustain. You take Maharashtra, there are nearly a dozen parties in play, and all of them get very little votes. They form governments. BJP used to get 20%, 24% with Shiv Sena, another 19% or something, they form governments. Same thing with Congress and NCP. So this is something which our people in Andhra have not yet taken note of, that the two major parties are being broken down and many disgruntled voters are finding other places. Another interesting thing is the BJP, he shows it as 8 to 9%. I think it's about accurate. The BJP got 1 or 2% last time for various reasons, but it has now gone up to 9%. Same thing with Janasena. It has gone up, but though that is the state average for Janasena, roughly 9%, if you take the districts where it is strong, it will have definitely 15% to 16%. And that's my view. I'm sure the facts may be otherwise, or whatever the data is with Mr. Raghuram. But this, I would say, is somewhat an accurate survey at this point of time. This can change. This can change this way, that way. When candidates are declared, when alliances are formed up, how will these alliances take place? If there's a tri-party alliance, BJP, Congress, and BJP, Janasena, and TDP, how will it look? If they're a show winner, they'll get more votes. As of now, this could be an accurate picture of the situation in Andhra Pradesh.
Right. All right. So let me come to Papa Rao now. Of course, there is still time, for the alliances to firm up. But if you look at the vote share percentage, which has been made by our pre-poll survey, what we see in the chart, what does the picture look like according to you? Now, do we see Jagan Reddy being strengthened as a leader, as a political party, or his fight will be weakened by so many entrants, which we can see in the electoral battlefield in Andhra? You'll have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Voting percentages wise, if you see, Jagan got almost more than 49% or 50% in the last election in 2019. And when you come down now, as per the survey, it is 32 almost 17% loss. And that can happen. That can happen because of his exclusive focus on only two things. One is pressing the button and other is on the vindictive politics of him against the TDP. These two things, everybody has a general sense, the feeling that Jagan is focusing only on these two things because administratively or otherwise he is not so successful. So that is one thing. But surprising thing is about TDP. TDP losing about 17% vote bank because it is at the receiving end of the YCP's onslaught. That is one, it should get sympathy. It is not getting that. The second is that whatever votes YCP is losing, generally the perception is that only alternative for Jagan is TDP or YCP alternative is only TDP. But now it looks, as per the survey, it is surprising, but it can happen because people are vexed with both these parties. They're vexed. But again, the other surprise is that vexed with both these parties, but they are trying to move towards, it seems, as per the survey, there's a lot of gain for BJP, 11.7%. If you see the last election, 2019, it did not get even the votes that were there for Nota. It's less than that. Less than Nota it got in 2019. Now it is getting 11% or 12% almost. So it is so surprising because people are feeling that both these parties, YCP and TDP, are being puppeted by.
Yeah, I'll interrupt you, Mr. Paparao, and then again I'll come back to you because you're making a comparative analysis. So let's show the viewers a comparative chart of the vote share percentage where you will get a comparison of 2019 with 2024, what we have predicted. Now look, 2024, the vote percentage of YSRCP is 32.81 and it was 49.98 in 2019. So it has come down. TDP It was 40.19 in 2019. It has come down to
Growth was 17%.
22.52. BJP was 0.98. And what a phenomenal jump for BJP. Look at that, 11.70. Janasena Party was 5.87. It has jumped to 8.97. Congress was 1.31 and it has jumped to 5.72. CPI, CPM, there is no jump. Figures are not yet out. So, and in terms of the Lok Sabha seats, you can see 22 and 3. That is the comparison. Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Paparao. Yeah.
Yeah, please. There I'm surprised about all the results. I am not much surprised, but rise of BJP is something that looks strange because there are many issues now with BJP. People are unhappy with the price rise.
Okay.
Prices are rising, and the main culprit in this process is BJP. And again, there are many things that particularly Andhra Pradesh got unhappy with BJP. The things like the special category status, to an extent, Polavaram and capital region, and that Visakha steel plant privatization. Because Visakha steel plant privatization issue is such a closer thing to the heart of the Telugu people. It's almost sentimental to them, like Charminar in Hyderabad.
Right.
And Ramappa, like it is a temple sort. So much of sacrifice is there behind Visakhapatnam steel plant for Andhra people. They are so sentimental toward it. Now I wonder how BJP could garner so much of votes. So I don't know what is happening there. It is something surprising.
No, but what is happening on the ground, Mr. Paparao, if BJP's vote share is increasing? I'll come to you, Mr. Pularao. But what is the reason? What are the sentiments which are playing on the ground? Which you yourself are saying that, it's beyond the comprehension.
Yeah, maybe. But if at all we look sentiments, when you talk about it, maybe Ram Mandir. One thing. Okay. But South is not so easily going to be carried away by sentiments of religion and other things. One thing. Right. And the other thing is in the recent Telangana poll, because I am not taking up for the purpose, only for the purpose, Telangana poll, BJP got hardly how much? 16.78. It is almost nearly approaching that level. I don't think Telangana BJP is very strong compared to AP BJP. AP BJP is a very nominal thing. And the other thing I want to say is that if you see that there is a remarkable thing to be observed. That is, can't say, don't know. 15%. 15.0. They matter a lot. Because here I want to talk about one thing. Jagan is saying about class war. This is a class war. He is talking about class war in AP. The elite and the poor man. I am standing by the poor man. I am fighting the elite. And if you see that the 15% vote bank can denote a particular phenomenon in the state of AP. Many people are not ready to disclose whatever they are thinking. Many people. Because common poor man never will open up.
How much can it impact the results? I mean, the prospects of the different
parties. A lot maybe. A lot maybe.
Not a small number.
Yeah, a lot maybe. Though Jagan is vindictive. Certainly there are elements of class war in the state of AP.
Okay.
Because if you see the last election in 2019, then Jagan got a lot of middle class vote also. But later on, his own social class, the Reddy community, also is disowning him to an extent. Middle class, upper middle classes as a class, not as a social class, are disowning him because they are criticizing him because he has so much of welfare. He is distributing the state booty to the poor people. That is why after the 2019 election, element of class war was introduced into the politics of AP. That is why many people from the upper middle classes,
you were saying that class war is one element, but Mr. Pularao, you were raising your hand. I want to come to you on that question of BJP's rise in Andhra. What, according to you, is the basic sentiment there?
I have 1 second. I have noted what Mr. Paparao said, very learned man. The thing with the BJP is Modi is also popular. Modi is also an all India figure. We keep forgetting that he has reached everywhere. In the last 10 years, he has been visiting Andhra. He has been visiting Telangana very regular. He's a familiar figure now. The BJP leadership is familiar. 10 years. And is larger than life. Don't forget that. The middle classes, educated classes have some kind of regard for him. The second thing is what Mr. Paparao said, most of the people say, the steel plant, special category, These are issues, but I know he'll dispute me. These are abstract issues. Abstract. Abstract in the sense, okay, the steel plant is going. Air India has been nationalized. We all felt it. But these are abstract issues, special category, you know. So I believe that that 10% is correct for the BJP. It is
Right.
correct.
All
Don't
right.
forget, in 1998, BJP by itself, 1998 got nearly 20% of Andhra vote.
Small question for
20%.
Polarav garu. Small question, sir. If these are abstract issues, whatever are really bread and butter issues are abstract issues, then what is the concrete issue in AP for BJP that is elevating it?
It just changed. Just Modi's image and the fact they have a large number of
Base is
workers.
more
Is
abstract
Modi
than
the
They
reason?
have
Mr. Pularao, is Modi the predominant reason for the rise of BJP in Andhra?
one thing, one reason, and the second reason we forget is BJP has leadership, has cadre, just spread everywhere the organization in Andhra,
Mr.
in tribal
Raghuram
areas.
was raising his hand. Yeah, Mr. Raghuram, you want to make a point here?
Yes, this type of support for the two main contenders in the state only reflects the voters' disenchantment with the main two players. It is also reflected by the 15.04% of the people not yet having made up their mind on whom to vote. The Andhra people, on the whole, are a little disappointed lot because when the state got separated, Mr. Naidu, with all good intention, opted shifting out of Hyderabad. Although they could have stayed as per the deal in Hyderabad itself for 10 years. But in all good intention, he said, I will set up a capital in Amaravati, and he moved his capital to Vijayawada, temporary capital. This Amaravati was a very good project, but somehow it didn't fructify. And even today, the people of Andhra Pradesh, they have lost a city like Hyderabad, and they do not know which is going to be their capital. So that disappointment,
Raghuram,
disenchantment.
this I know, but for 15.04% of the can't say and the don't know voters. Now, is this figure, can it impact the prospects of all the parties which are in the battlefield, whether it is YSRCP, TDP? How much of it can really impact these political parties?
Coming to it, both YSR Congress and the TDP have lost nearly 17 percentage points.
Yeah.
The roughly totals up to 35 percentage point of votes have been lost by both of them. And 15% of the voters are undecided. So that means 35 minus 15 is 20%. 20% point is left unaddressed. Of this, 12% has likely gone to the BJP and 4% has likely gone to the Congress.
Right.
See what happens in an election. When there is hesitancy, people flock to the strongest player. In my view, there is no precedent, but the strongest player in people's perception is Mr. Narendra Modi and the BJP. There's a sense, probably going by the data, that we had enough of this uncertainty. Since it is a parliament election and not an assembly election, let me vote for the BJP, and that is why this 12% have migrated, because the migration has happened both from YSRCP and TDP. And one more important point, the dividing line between the YSRCP and the TDP is so sharp that a loyal YSRCP voter, even though he may be dissatisfied with the YSRCP, he will not vote for the TDP. He would rather vote for the BJP.
No, we're talking about BJP, but before I put out the final graphics for the Andhra seat projection, I want to go to both Pularao and Paparao on the Congress story in Andhra. Now, we are seeing a YS Sharmila in Andhra. She's getting very active. How do you see the prospects of Congress in Andhra? I'll come to you, Pularao, first, and then I'll go to Paparao. Yes. You have to unmute yourself. Pularao, you have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
If it is 5%, it's fairly a good reflection. But once the candidates are declared, we'll have to see. Once the alliances are set up, we'll have to see. Just now, as Mr. Raghuram has said, these are second preferences. You see, the 35% vote which has left TDP and YSRCP, these are the second preferences. So let's see whether there's an alliance. Congress will have no alliance with anybody because that's the way things are there. And Congress also has a very negative image in Andhra. Don't forget that. This 5-6% vote may be disenchanted minority voters, if I may say so, for coming to Sharmila. minority voters. I'm saying this very particular knowledge. And only one question I have for Mr. Raghuram, if you might. This Janasena, I have said, geographically, some areas, Janasena would definitely have 15% vote, and some areas only 5%. Was it a statewide survey? Am I right or wrong in that?
Yes, sir, this sample, the data reflects the state average for Janasena. If
Okay.
elections were held, it's an average of the performance in the districts where they are, the constituencies where they are contesting. So this is the state average. This is the projected state average for Janasena.
Okay. Thank you.
So you said they may be getting 15 in certain constituencies, they may get lesser in other places.
Yeah.
But eventually, this will be the state average, sir, in the forthcoming election. That is our
Oh.
projection.
Right. All right. So one quick comment from Papa Rao on the Congress story. Congress and also left. Left is almost negligible, 1.14%. That is what the pre-poll survey says. So would you like to comment on this particular thing? And then I'll put out the graphics for the seat projection.
Just simply one thing. It doesn't mean if TDP, Janasena, BJP join, for example, their vote bank automatically won't combine. There will be a 2 plus 2 plus 2 is not going to be 6. Sometimes it can be 4 also. Sometimes it can be 8. If there are synergies, it can be 8. If there are not synergies, it can be 4 or less. So that is why there is a question of opportunism and other things that play out. And when these combinations are there, because Kolarao Garu rightly said in the first round, he said this can change. Whatever vote-based percentages are there, they can change. There are many things that are fluid now. They can matter. And that particular thing about BJP is that I have seen bickerings in TDP also about a whole alignment combination with BJP. There is a lot of discontent in the cadres in a middle level and some of the cadres of TDP, because some of the families of TDP originally are from Communist Party background. TDP has absorbed a lot of communists in the wake of the social class that played a very vital role. Some of them are still having that feeling of BJP is dangerous, sort of. That is why this left background of some of these families of the TDP or YCP, whatever it might be, but here TDP is going to join. That is why there is a sort of, it is not going to be even Congress for that matter. I think Congress could be more stronger than BJP in AP, because Congress could be more stronger because though it has divided the state a long back, after that, day in, day out, it is the BJP that is talking about privatizing the Visakhapatnam steel plant. Right now, the price rise, the major issue is the issue because of BJP. Many people feel, because day in, day out, the negativity of BJP, people are feeling more than the negativity of the Congress. It is a forgotten thing. That is the only problem with Congress is it is a forgotten thing. If you could remind the people that it is there, it can play a role via Sharmila or whatever it may be. It can get more votes than the BJP, I think. That is what I believe.
Okay, all right. So now let's put out the graphics, the final graphics for which the people are waiting, and that is the seat share projection for Andhra Pradesh. So what is the total number of seats? Total number of seats is 25, and the pre-poll survey, which has been conducted by the Federal-Puthiyathalaimurai-Apt research group, it shows that YSRCP, that is Jagan Reddy's party, is likely to win 13 seats. TDP plus Janasena is winning 11, and BJP is likely to win 1 seat. And Congress is not in a position, at least it doesn't look like in a position to open its account in Andhra. Now, let me go with these figures first to Pularao. Pularao, would you really agree with these figures? And then I'll come to Raghuram on this. Yes.
Definitely, they reflect what the survey has shown. And it would be very shocking for YSRCP, this survey, because it shows decline. Will it decline over the next 60 days? If it declines further, it's washout. In our elections, it will not be they'll get half each. You have just said about Maharashtra. BJP is now up at 40 instead of, it's not half anymore. It goes either way. So this decline of YSRCP, if it continues and it doesn't stem it, bad choice of candidates, all kinds of things has taken place, then it will go down more. But the other thing is, which is very alarming, and I'm very happy also, both the major parties have come down. If the survey stands, they have come down. It's a shock for the TDP, obviously shock for Jagan. And I don't know how well publicized this survey is going to get in Andhra. but it will be an eye-opener and mind-busting politics, because this is quite unexpected
No,
in
but
its
I'll come to
entirety.
the point. I'll come to that point, Pulla Rao, and I'll go to Papa Rao. This point which is mentioned by Pulla Rao that further it could be headed to a washout. YSRCP. Of course, the results are very, very shocking for them. But does it have the potential of just descending into a complete washout as the campaign progresses? Or that's
Can't say. I would just like to say, as of now,
no, as of now, but when the campaign progresses, the alliances are firmed up, then is there a possibility of YSRCP heading towards a washout?
can't say. There's still time. There's still
right.
time to change.
Yes, Papara. Yeah. Yeah.
What I want to say is that there is nothing that is going to be surprising or shocking for YSRCP, because it is consistently there. Wherever it is, there are no surprises from the YCP camp. Whoever is against YCP, they are against. There are no surprises of late or since the beginning, since the last 1-2 years. There are no surprises. Whatever is there, there. But TDP, it is always in flux. About BJP, it is in a sort of flux, whether to mix with it or whether to mingle with it or not. And Chandrababu is often often bringing out many surprises. And Janasena, most unpredictable sometimes, because there may be pressure of BJP. BJP is not going to align with TDP. And if Janasena chooses TDP over BJP, there will be pressure of BJP over Janasena. Because Janasena is supposed to be with BJP. It is right now with BJP. If it wants to ditch BJP, it cannot stay stable. So there are many things that are unstable, that are in a flux as far as the TDP, BJP, Janasena.
No, but do you see a possibility, Papa Rao, that TDP, Janasena, and BJP, because of the so many things, can come together and give a
if it happens, people of AP will punish opportunism like anything, because the TDP,
right?
Particularly now Nitish, we are seeing in Bihar. He has shifted camps so many times, 5-6 times he has shifted camps. Now, if you see his fates, his numbers are coming down consistently since long.
Yes.
Same thing will happen to TDP if it aligns with BJP, forgetting all the negatives that BJP has done to the state of AP. The opportunism of Telugu Desam Party is going to cost a lot for the alliance.
Right.
That is why people will ditch it. People will leave it.
All right.
Even the TDP people will ditch TDP. Some of the people will leave TDP.
All right. So
that is one of the major things. That is why it is not going to be so easy for the camp of TDP, Janasena, and others. They are in flux. They are in trouble. They are consistently going. Either they are going to TDP, Janasena is a potent combination. But include BJP, the TDP's opportunism will come out, and everything will be in a state of turmoil.
Okay, so let me just put out the graphics once again, which shows the seat projection. Nisha, if you could just play it out for the viewers once again. We are repeating it. This is an all India pre-poll survey conducted by the Federal-Puthiyathalaimurai Group and Apt Research Group, and we are saying that in Andhra Pradesh, YSRCP is likely to win 13 seats, TDP Janasena 11, BJP 1, and Congress fails to open an account. Now, let me come to Raghuram. Raghuram, these seat projections which you have arrived at. Now, does it also show a heavy anti-incumbency against YSRCP, some kind of a fatigue which is there, when it comes to the regional parties in Andhra?
The major reason against YSR Congress could only be anti-incumbency, and that is why the figures are what they are now. No? They have an vote share of 32.81%. In the 2019 Lok Sabha polls, the YSR Congress got 22 of the 25 seats, and TDP got 3 seats. In the current election, the TDP Janasena combined, their vote share is 31.49, which is just 1.32 percentage points lower than that of the YSR Congress. That is why the seats are close, 13 for one and 11 for another one. Hypothetically speaking, if hypothetically, BJP, TDP, and Janasena were to come together, based on our vote share, the combined vote share of these three parties will go up to 43.19%, and which means they are 10.4 percentage points more than that of the YSRCP. Whereas now they are TDP and Janasena are 1.32 percentage points lesser than the YSRCP. But if the BJP were to join the TDP and Janasena alliance, if they were to join, their combined vote share goes up by 10 percentage points, and that will be a big game changer in this election. But the alliance is not yet formalized. It's only, I'm just telling, like in the likelihood of the alliance happening, the combination of the three will electorally have an advantage. To what extent the final results will show.
Absolutely. And let me just inform the viewers that this pre-poll survey was conducted between December 2023 and January 2024. Now, remember, December 3rd was the day when the results came out. And I'm talking about Telangana because that's the next state we'll be talking about. That's the day when the Telangana results came out and Congress was voted to power with Revanth Reddy as the chief minister. Now let's head to Telangana, which will be very, very interesting again to watch that how is Congress going to perform in the Lok Sabha elections. Now let's put out that chart for the viewers, which shows the vote share prediction. Yes, there you have it on the screen. BJP is 16.78%. We'll bring out a comparative chart a little later, but BJP stands at 16.78%. BRS TRS, that is 32.45. Congress is 42.50. AIMIM is 0.17. Janasena 0.51. CPI CPM is 0.94. Other parties is 1.19. And can't say don't know is 5.45. So that's the vote share percentage which has come out after we have conducted the pre-poll survey. Now, I'll go to Raghuram. Now, what do you think are the outcomes, Raghuram, from these figures of the vote share which we have?
Yeah, the 2019 election, there was a tripolar contest in Telangana between the TRS at that time, then Congress and the BJP. The battleground has not changed. It's still a tripolar contest, just that the BRS, which was formerly TRS, has lost about 9 percentage point of the votes, and the Congress has gained that much. So they are at the number one spot, followed by TRS, and the BJP has marginally lost some vote share, but that's very, very marginal. So it's still a tripolar contest in Telangana. There are no surprises here, like it was in Andhra Pradesh, because Andhra Pradesh, the nature of the battleground itself has changed. From a bipolar contest, it has become a multipolar contest, and maybe that is what it will be so in the future too. And Telangana, it is very clear, it's a tripolar contest. The only significant thing here is we have been seeing the rise of regional parties since mid-60s, starting with the DMK in Tamil Nadu. But I think for the first time, a regional party, a strong party, has been dislodged by a national party for the Congress in Telangana. I do not know if this is going to be the new direction that Indian politics is taking. Probably, so it's a very too early an guess, but it's very surprising that not that the national parties can't form governments in regional in states, but a strong party being dislodged from power by a national party because they were not in reckoning a few years back. It was the BJP which was there ahead, and through good strategy and some real good campaigning by the Mr. Revanth Reddy, I think they have captured the imagination of the people, and they captured power in the state assembly.
Right. Right. So, Paparao, if you look at the vote share percentage, which has been predicted by a pre-poll survey, it does look like a happy story for the Congress. 42.50%. Now, is that the vote share which will remain intact for the Lok Sabha elections? Because they've almost formed a government recently in the assembly. And so are they going to, is it likely that they will perform better now this time as far as the Lok Sabha elections are concerned?
Going by what is happening at the ground level, what I feel, talking to many people, from auto drivers to some of the ordinary people, what I feel is that there is a feeling of being let down by the Congress government because it has its own deadlines. Like for Raitu Bandhu, its own Raitu Bharosa. December 9th, it is supposed to have started paying out the Raitu Bharosa, 15,000 rupees per acre per year. It did not pay on that date, and that payment continued or continuing still. Continued till late or continuing still. I don't know exactly, but it is delayed. And the delay to the new 15,000 rupees Raitu Bharosa is not being given. It is Raitu Bandhu, the old TRS amount of 10,000 rupees per acre of per year is being given. So new promise what they made over the BJP's 10,000, 15,000 per as per the Congress, it is not being kept. Second thing, the Asara pensions are supposed to have been skipped in the month of January. They were not paid, according to many people, they were not paid at all. So a month was gone, wherein people did not get Asara pension for a month. There is a skipping of a month. That month totally many people are supposed to have not got the Asara pension. Other thing that is important to remember is that it is the youth of Telangana, educated youth who are aspiring to have a government job, who fought teeth and nail against TRS. They have campaigned against TRS with their parents, and they ensured that TRS government comes down. That is one of the major reasons TRS government fell. And now they are starting to feel dejected with Congress because February 1st is the date, according to job calendar given by the Congress party before the elections. They have given a job calendar. We will do according to this calendar if we were elected to power. That is what they promised. As per that, February 1st is the date when the Group 1 notification should have come. It did not come at. It did not come at. That major promise which the youngsters expected and the Congress promised did not get fulfilled. So people are slowly beginning to feel that there is something very seriously going on. And as per my own observations and talk with some auto drivers whenever I go in a cab or auto, or when I talk to people outside, people who supported the allied intellectual class, who supported the Congress party, one thing I want to say, like I don't name the names, some professors and all. Now they are keeping quiet, and some of them started already criticizing the Congress party, which they wanted to bring to power in order to ensure that there is democracy in Telangana. They wanted to bring Congress into power. Now they slowly started to talk against the government, even on YouTube channels, that those videos are coming up. Within 1 month or below, also they started criticizing Congress. And at the ground level, many people are regretting for voting to Congress. That is what is happening. And I talked to one Warangal guy. Let me say these are very, very important things. He's a cab driver. He said he voted to Congress because he thought that the TRS MLA, whoever is there at the time, he is very angry with that guy. This auto cab driver is very angry. He is corrupt or something like that. He's a Warangal guy. That guy. He said, I wanted to vote against the MLA, but not against KCR. I want TRS to win, but my TRS MLA to lose. So this is the contradiction he felt, and he is regretting that. He is saying that I regret having voted to Congress because I wanted to defeat the TRS MLA, but I never thought the TRS government will go, and more so because over this month or
No,
2 months,
but
whatever.
Papa, this picture which you are elucidating, that's a little scary for Congress. Now,
Yeah,
how is it
definitely.
really
Because
going
Congress has not so far delivered anything. More so
Right.
because this KRMB project, Krishna River Board Management, the latest issue for which KCR has had a public meeting in Nalgonda. This is going to be a major issue in southern Telangana because southern Telangana is the base of Congress party in the last elections, and generally is not so favorable to PRS.
So
North
basically, you are
Telangana is more
saying
favorable.
that no, but Papa Rao, are you saying that then Congress has lost the Vidhan Sabha momentum, the Vidhan Sabha victory momentum? It has
Definitely,
lost on the ground.
definitely, its fates are on the decline.
Right.
It is going
All
to
right.
lose votes. It is not just going to. It is not going to be linear. Whatever is gaining is not going to complete that path and go on gaining like a what you call snowball, like snowball effect, gathers more mass. It is not
Okay,
going to happen. It is losing
right.
mass.
So you are saying that Congress is losing the momentum, but let's put out a comparative chart now for Telangana, and we'll find out as to what the vote share was as compared to 2019. Now here you have the chart on the screen. BJP 16.78, and in 2019 it was 19.65. So there the percentage goes down as far as BJP is concerned. BRS TRS is 32.45. In 2019, it was 41.71. Again, BRS and TRS vote share has also come down. Then if you talk about Congress, Congress has seen a drastic jump, 29.79 it was in 2019, and now in 2024, it is 42.50. AIMIM was 2.8, it has again come down to 0.17. And Janasena and CPIM and other parties, we do not have the figures for 2019. But in terms of the number of seats, in 2019, you see BJP got 4 seats, BRS TRS 9, Congress 3, and AIMIM got 1. Now, Raghuram, I'll come to you now. Now, what do these figures really, portray as far as the bigger picture on Telangana is concerned? Let me come to Papa Rao, and then we'll come out with the seat share projection, which our pre-poll survey has come out with. Papa Rao, what does the big story looks like as far as this vote share is concerned, a comparative vote share?
Yeah, I want to bring in the 2023 December assembly election percentages also. I want to bring in here, because they are the latest thing we got about Telangana. 2023 assembly, 2 months back, 1.5-2 months back, Congress got 39.40%, 39.40. Now it is supposed to have, as per the survey you got, it is to be 42%, almost nearly 3% or 2.5% or more, between 2.5% and 3% more. For me, it is not going to happen. Definitely, Congress is not going to get that, even that whatever it got in assembly elections of late.
Okay. So what, according to you, could be the likely vote share percentage for Congress?
Yeah, it is below 39. Whatever it got for assembly, it is going to be below that. Definitely below that. For me, maybe I am biased. I don't know, because previously also in the assembly elections, I thought TRS should win. That is my opinion, because Telangana is better off with TRS, though it has its own problems and vices. With all the negatives TRS got, Telangana is better off with TRS. That is why, maybe for that reason I may be biased. But whatever ground level, whatever I am listening with you, not whatever is coming not from within, from outside, noises from outside. Whoever supported the Congress party in the latest election, the assembly election, going by that, I feel Congress is going to have its vote base decline drastically, because within 2 months or 3 months, if that happens, it is drastic only.
So are we going to, like what we have seen, a steep rise during the Vidhan Sabha elections? Are we going to see a steep decline as far as Lok Sabha elections are concerned for Congress?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to decline. Definitely. Maybe above 30%, but around 32 or so. For me, if you ask me whatever percentage you want to give for Congress in this, not the 42% which we are projecting here. Below that, below 32, it is going to be for Congress. And for BJP, it may rise 13.90 in the assembly elections. Latest assembly elections, it got 13.90, but it may rise, because parliament elections anyway is a national party, and parliament, it is more important in the parliament. BJP vote is going to be, because it is a national election, BJP is going to rule the country, or whatever it might be, is a national party ultimately. So its vote base may rise, and BRS vote base, BRS has now it has a lot of sympathy with the people. Whatever BJP, Congress is losing, BRS is gaining. So whatever Congress loses mostly may accrue to TRS or BRS. That might happen. I don't know, but if at all, because of the pressure Congress is putting on BRS, so much of pressure Revant Reddy is putting on BRS, like the allegations he is making and all the inquiries he is ordering, so much of pressure on BRS. And if it breaks down under that pressure and tries to join with BJP, then it might, the entire thing might look like opportunism, and the things might start
No, but as you
But-
are saying that if under pressure, BRS joins hands with BJP for the Lok Sabha elections, that can it really capsize the Congress's vote then?
Not exactly Congress's vote bank. They may get a.
No, I'm
They
saying
may win.
Congress's
They
vote,
may.
Congress's vote. Can the
No, whatever.
Congress's vote be capsized then
No,
completely? Not the
no.
vote.
That is what. No,
Yeah.
they won't get any Congress vote, but they may get a major share. BJP and BRS, if they combine, they may get a major share of the vote bank. But
Right.
in that process, BJP is going to be the major gainer, and BRS is going to be the major loser in that combination.
All right.
BRS will be the major loser if it joins the BJP openly.
Right.
And what happens is then BRS will lose and BJP will have a lot of gain in the state of Telangana.
All
Simply
right.
because BRS vote bank, if it shifts to BJP, that will help the BJP a lot, because last time it has 4 parliament seats and now it might get more.
All right.
Congress
All
might
right.
be declining, but BRS won't gain.
All right. So now let's put out the seat projection graphics for which everyone has been waiting. So what does the Telangana picture for the Lok Sabha looks like? So here you have, there's the chart on the screen. Total number of seats in Telangana is 17. And Congress is likely to win 13 out of 17 seats. BRS 4. AIMIM and BJP don't seem to be opening their accounts at all in Telangana. Now, Papa Rao, looking at this picture, and if I request Nisha to just stay on with this graphics for a little while so that the viewers can also see our the seat projection. Papa Rao, 13 seats to Congress and BRS 4. Do you think that this is an overestimate done by the pre-poll survey, or do you think that the figures are very close to what the real picture on the ground is? You'll have to unmute yourself, Papa Rao.
Going by the general, if you go linear in anything, if you go linear in a straight path, whatever is happening now, if you take a straight path forward, this is going to happen. Whatever the results were there given on the screen, 13 for Congress, it is going to happen. But the things are not going to be linear. There are going to be many ups and downs, and there are going to be many reversals, because politics these days are in a very serious flux. Politics are not going to be not in a stable state in the country, and overall in the Telugu states there is a more of fluidity in them, and people are easily instigated to shift the allegiances. So for this reason, Congress, just because Congress got more seats, 64 in assembly, and so much of percentage of votes in the assembly elections, it doesn't mean it is going to be projected into the future in the same way. It is not going to gain in the same way. It can have reversals also, being the ruling party.
Another story or another takeaway from this chart, of course, is AIMIM, which is more seen as a Hyderabad-centric party. Now, what happens to this party if it is not getting even a single Lok Sabha seat in Telangana, which means that the people of Telangana have completely given up on Owaisi?
Long back it is happening. Even within the Muslim community, people are very dejected with MIM, because MIM is, the people are realizing MIM is hand in glove with BJP in some of the states. Just because they wanted to do so, or because they are afraid of BJP, whatever reasons might be. They in Bihar, in UP, they tried in Bengal, but Bengali MIM leader, one Bengali important leader, he rebelled, either president of MIM or so in Bengal. He rebelled against OICs and said that BJP, it is helping the BJP. This party is helping the BJP, so I'm leaving it. So that is what is happening. Even
no, but are these not big learning lessons, Papa Rao, for Owaisi, that he might join hands with BJP in other states, but when it comes to his own parent state of
because people are realizing that the outside state, whatever he is doing, the outside of the state, people here are also feeling the same thing about this party, because MIM is being looked upon by the Muslims also as an opportunist party, because there is a collusion between BJP and MIM is the general feeling among the Muslims also. Even here you see, of late when the assembly elections were held, the margins might have come down. I don't have the margins of MIM. They might have come down because people started slowly disbelieving the MIM. It's not standing for the interests of the Muslims.
But the AIMIM voter, Papa Rao, will drift towards BRS or Congress then. What is the likelihood?
That depends on many things. If BRS has going to have any allegiance or association with BJP, open or whatever it might be, automatically there is
Then
no other
automatic-
recourse for the Muslims but to go towards Congress.
Right. So isn't this the chart which we have put out on the screen? It exactly shows the same picture. So if the Muslim voters will vote for Congress, so is Congress not in a position to win 13 seats, which has been projected by the pre-poll survey?
Yeah, maybe, but here what happened? No, I'm not trying to support myself. What you said is right. It is looking like that only. But when BRS and BJP combine, BRS is going to lose in the sense BRS is going to lose the Muslim vote bank. Whatever was here in many constituencies, Muslims voted for BRS. Though they voted for MIM, a major chunk of them voted for BRS also. In whatever constituency I'm sitting now, right now where I am there, Jubilee Hills. Here, TRS MLA has won. TRS MLA has won again. Ajaruddin has lost here. MIM candidate Ajaruddin has lost here, whatever constituency I have there. So that is why TRS has a major share of the Muslim vote bank also. That is why it might lose the Muslim vote bank along with MIM. Then what happens is that BJP will gain with the whatever positive Hindu vote or whatever you call it of the BRS. But BRS will be the major loser because of this opportunistic alliance. That is what I am saying. And it is a lot of what you call arithmetic. A lot of arithmetic. A lot of arithmetic.
All right.
Because
So just
1% that way, this way may matter later. Yeah.
right. So just recapping it for the viewers, the Telangana picture is before you. Congress is likely to win 13 seats, BRS 4, and AIMIM and BJP don't seem to be opening their accounts. But yes, we have to keep this in mind that the alliances in the states have still to be formed up. The narrative, the campaign narrative will be building up now once the dates of the elections are announced. So who knows that these numbers might be changed. So we put out the big picture for you for Telangana and Andhra. Keep giving your feedback. And just to inform the viewers, tomorrow we will be taking up 3 states. I'm not disclosing the names, which are those states. But yes, you saw a lot of upheavals in those states recently. I'm just dropping a few hints. There was a lot of upheaval recently. So we're going to take up those states tomorrow. Stay tuned to this pre-poll survey, which has been conducted by the Federal, its sister concern, Puthiyathalaimurai, and the Apt Research Group. Thank you so much, Mr. Paparao, for joining on this pre-poll survey program. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this survey, subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to the Federal.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.